Did you know that over 70% of JavaScript developers run into the same frustrating bugs over and over again? Chances are you're making one of these 5 mistakes too. Debugging JavaScript can feel like hunting ghosts. Simple, overlooked errors like a mistyped variable name or forgotten await can wreak havoc on your logic and waste hours of time. Let's break down these 5 common mistakes and how to fix them. Mistake number 1, using double equals instead of triple. Double equals performs type coercion. So when you have something like this, number 5 equals string 5, you get a true value, which is not always what you want. More often than not, you want to compare the type and the value, in which case you would use triple equals. In this case, the number 5 does not equal the string 5, which in most cases is actually what you're trying to compare. Number 2, confusing undefined and null. It's not uncommon for people to think undefined and null equal the same thing, but they are not equal. Undefined means that your variable has not yet been assigned a value. Null is a value that you set intentionally. Mixing them up makes debugging harder, and it makes your code way less readable. Number 3, not understanding the scope difference between var and let or const. Var is function scoped, which means it is accessible throughout this entire file. Using var in something like a for loop is a bug factory, because this will always output 3. Let, on the other hand, is block scoped, which means it is limited to what is inside these curly brackets. So this same function, but using let, will output 0, 1, 2, as we would expect. Number 4, forgetting to await an async function. It is very common for you to see something like this, where we're calling an API endpoint, or we're trying to fetch something like user data. And since we're not awaiting this will always return us a pending promise. To fix this, we have to await the fetch call. What this does is it waits for the promise to resolve and then returns the data. If you're not awaiting your asynchronous calls, all you're doing in this case is logging promises and creating confusing bugs. Number 5, ignoring the stack trace. Here's the most surprising one. Even experienced devs often skip this step, and it's not reading your entire stack trace. Oftentimes, buried in those lines is the exact file, line number, and cause of your issue. Take this block of code, for example. Here we're trying to call a function that doesn't exist and log out its result. If we go back to our UI, we can see the error being thrown saying non-existent function is not defined. Most people would leave it at that and try to go find it. But if you look underneath here, it tells us the exact file, index.js, and the exact line number that this error happens. This is saying line 27. So if we go back to our UI, to index.js, down to line 27, we can see we're calling this non-existent function. This helps tremendously when trying to debug issues in JavaScript, and it can save you hours. Okay, to recap, here are the 5 mistakes to avoid. Use triple equals instead of double equals. Know the difference between undefined and null. Know when to use var, let, or const. More often than not these days, it's let or const. Always, always, always handle your asynchronous calls with care and make sure we are awaiting the result of those calls. And read the stack trace seriously. Avoiding these pitfalls will make your debugging experience much smoother and your code way more reliable. What's the most frustrating JavaScript bug you've ever faced? Drop it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. If you found this helpful, be sure to check out my other videos on JavaScript and web development tips. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash the bell icon for more weekly development videos. I'll see you in the next one.